The playoffs are here, and you can predict the action all the way to the finals with FanDuel Predicts. Predict the spread, the total points, and even the game-winning moments that make the playoffs. Sign up and get a $25 bonus with FanDuel Predicts.
Offered by FanDuel Prediction Markets, LLC, a registered futures commission merchant. 18-plus bonus is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Trading derivatives involves significant risk and may not be suitable for all investors. Manage your activity with their consumer protection tools. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/predicts/bonus-offer-terms.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
Rich Lowry is the editor of the National Review. I love him. He's on every week.
Have a good time, Rich.
His stuff is open syndicated in the New York Post. He's on Fox News, and, well, I don't know. He's aggravated me this morning. I don't know why, but he has. Sorry, Rich.
You keep calling her Marsha Clark, too.
What's her name?
Kramer.
Oh, Kramer, that's right.
I just want to make sure
you know, I've said it 10 times.
Wasn't she the prosecutor, the OJ prosecutor?
Yeah, she's the one who was banging Chris Darden instead of going over the information that eventually let OJ get off the murder charge. That's her. Yeah, Marsha Kramer, I'm sorry. How are you, Rich?
Good.
Shut up, Lou.
Stick to your guns. There are two big things you've been right about. One, that Jews should support Trump, and the Democratic Party is a disaster for Jews. That's been proved correct over the years, and you're going to be proved correct if you haven't already on this one. So don't back down, Sid.
I'm never backing down. I apologized one time, not because John Catsimatidis made me do it. That was a lie in the papers yesterday. He never even approached me with that. Nobody did. I had a discussion with my wife and daughter the night before other people. I decided to do it on my own. But even that morning, I brought on two guests. I'll never forget Abraham Hamra and Michael Rappaport that destroyed the mayor because he's a creep. That's the bottom line. And he's the last person that should be down there until he comes out and says, hey, Hassan Piker, he's still a friend of mine. That would be bad enough, okay? But fine, I can live with that. But what he said about 9/11 and America was gross, and I'm not on that. He's never said that. How could he stand there?
So I've learned something this morning when I was listening to you a little earlier. I didn't realize that Mamdani was on with Piker during that notorious episode.
Yeah.
Crazy.
He was sitting right next to him.
Yeah, to be the leader of New York City when you're okay with that sentiment is absolutely disgusting.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that.
And these guys, you know, Piker and others, they're just in favor of violence. Piker in that New York Times interview that got so much attention where the other lady was saying she steals lemons from Whole Foods, said that bank heists are cool. We need more bank robbery, and people should be robbing art museums. What?
Oh, my God.
You know, and I look back at the history, and there were a lot of leftist groups in the 60s, 70s, 80s who robbed banks, and it wasn't cool at all because you end up, of course, inevitably shooting bystanders and tellers and security guards. You know, good working people who've done nothing to anyone besides, you know, the rank illegality of it, and this is how radical the left is. And Mamdani is basically on board with it, even if they'll hide it at the moment.
And, you know, how he feels about America, again, 9/11 today, if you're not angry, you're a lousy American, bottom line. And how he feels about the Jewish people, what he's doing to this city. You know, Ken Griffin is set to meet now with Governor Hochul tomorrow, Rich. Ken wants to go about a $6 billion project. It's going to be more than that because he's going to employ about 20,000 people. And for a city that is right now running on a $5.4 billion deficit, why would this moron do anything to piss off anybody who wants to bring revenue to the city? And this idiot goes out there and does a video in front of Ken's house, which is also a security concern. That's also, and this guy does it. And then he's begging for more money yesterday from Hochul and him and Julie Menin. So it's not just about how he feels about the Jewish people. I get that all the time. All Sid cares about is the Jews. Shut up. Please, I barely talk about Israel anymore. Barely. I care about this city. What is he doing right?
Yeah, so that was just to have a stupid Instagram moment, and he just loves the idea of taxing the rich. He hates rich people. That's another category of people he hates. And what has Ken Griffin ever done to anyone except for start, you know, successful businesses and give a lot away to charity and help the city through all this economic activity? And I don't know why you wouldn't, you know, I don't need to tell Ken Griffin what to do, but I'm in Austin, Texas right now. Clean. I look out my hotel window, tall buildings. You can come here. You know, there's so many other options. It used to be like 40 years ago, like New York and San Francisco were the only decent cities in the country. Now they've destroyed themselves, and there are a bunch of other great places you can go.
It's true. there's no reason to stay here anymore. There really is. And how he feels about the cops, and it's just every single day. It's the values that made New York great, the values that made this country great. And this is why I'm not anti-Muslim. I have nothing against the Muslim people. I don't. But I'm sorry, the Bible, the Torah, that's one thing. The Quran is another. It's just not the same value system that we have here. It just, you're trying to fit a square peg into a circle hole, and it would be difficult enough if he was a decent guy, but when you add the fact that he is radical Islam on top of it, it's just never going to fit. It's never going to fit. And I got to tell you, right now he's still the overwhelming favorite to win again. I mean, I'm kind of joking around, but true. Both Bruce Blakeman and Lara Trump endorsed me last week. You should too, by the way. And people do want me to run. Danielle's going to kill me. I know you're listening, Danielle. I'm sorry. I love you. But people do want me to run because they're already scared to death. Only 4 months in, this guy's going to do 8 years.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this, Sid. If you want to run, you shouldn't run. One, I don't think you want to be in politics. You do have huge impact doing what you do now, and you're fantastic at it. But if you want to run, move to Florida and run. Don't run a forlorn campaign in New York City. These things, once you're in the arena, you don't know what's going to happen. You might end up in very weird places. Where's our friend Curtis right now? You know. So
oh God, please.
If you want to do it, go do it in someplace you can actually win.
You know, it's funny. I gave the same exact. God, this sounds like a conversation I had a couple weeks ago with Andrew Giuliani, and right after the New York Times, I told him the same thing. You know, he ran for governor in New York, and he did a tremendous job. He came in second behind Lee Zeldin, who almost beat Hochul. But I keep telling Andrew, take your wife and your daughter to Florida. Looks like Byron Donalds will probably win because DeSantis is done. But the next time, if I'm Andrew, I run for office, I'd run for governor again. But this time, to your point, in Florida.
Yeah, no, exactly. And, you know, has a New York connection, and people love Giuliani, who transplants down here. Yeah, so Florida's a good landing pad. But I don't think you want to come back to Florida, Sid.
No, not yet.
You're a New Yorker through and through.
I am. Listen, it's in my blood. I legitimately care about this city. I love this city. And a lot of times when I get angry or lose control and people find me offensive, it's fine. It's because I really, really care. I don't have talking points, Rich. You know me. We become great friends over the years. I have 2 pieces of paper in front of me right now. I have something that reads Cut Sheet 42926, which are the 16 pieces of audio I've got. And then I've got 1 piece of paper with 4 or 5 things scribbled on it. And that's it for a 4-hour show. All of this is authentic. It's organic. It comes from my heart. And you know what? Mamdani and most politicians in New York, they can't say that.
Yeah, no, totally. I know that to be true. But look, you have so much impact right now, and you'll have more impact staying where you are, supporting, if we get one, you know, some independent kind of billionaire who's running against Mamdani, kind of Republican but doesn't like Trump.
Right.
That's the kind of person you need.
You're right. Somebody like John Katsimatidis or Bill Ackman, one of those guys.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think you're right about that. So what'd you think, Saturday night, almost everybody on this week, and I've been talking about Secret Service, had Nicole Parker on yesterday. She, former FBI agent. I've had some serious folks on the show the last couple of days, and Bo Dietl too. And what I'm getting from most is yes, a little concerning. He got past the initial group of folks, but the truth is he did not get very close to the president. He was staying at the hotel, so he was sleeping close no matter what. And I think more people are upset with the venue holding events at places like that than necessarily bashing Secret Service, even though every day there's another editorial on the Post how Secret Service is going to get Donald Trump killed one day. What are your thoughts on Saturday night?
So I think 2 things can be true. One, their job, the Secret Service, you create the security perimeter that creates a secure bubble for the President of the United States, and you protect it. And that's what they did. But also, this event, which I haven't gone to in a very long time, but when I used to go to it, was a wonderful thing. It was before it was a celebrity thing. But the advantage of it, you just go in, you walk in there, you're instantly among all these other insiders and journalists and celebrities and politicians and cabinet members, and you can just jump from party to party, and everyone mingles together. And that's got to stop. You can't do that anymore. Thank God this guy didn't want to kill a cabinet member because he easily could have done it. in that lobby. Instead, he thought he could bull rush the room and get to President Trump, which he was never going to be able to do. So you unfortunately can't have this kind of event anymore. I think maybe cabinet members need to have mags outside of every event they do around the country now, because this is so insane. And this guy, he's not a schizophrenic. He wasn't deranged. He believed things that almost every Democrat in the country believes and just decided to act on it. You know, if he's a pedophile and Hitler, yeah, maybe you go kill him. So they should stop saying those things because they aren't true and they're dangerous to say.
Agreed. What do you think about the short future here for Kevin Warsh? I guess it all starts today, the beginning of what will likely get him to replace Jay Powell in that Fed chair. But what do you think about the near future starting today for Kevin Warsh?
I think he'll be good. I think he's a good choice. He's a pro. He agrees with Trump on interest rates at the moment. He's not going to agree with Trump on interest rates always. So that's going to be the point of tension. I wouldn't be shocked by the end of his term. Trump doesn't like him either, because Trump just wants lower interest rates no matter what, because he's a real estate guy, and that's his reflex. But I think Warsh is a good pick, and Trump initially at least will be happy with him.
Born on America's darkest day of 9/11, the Tunnel to Towers Foundation has been helping America's heroes ever since. Heroes like FDNY Lieutenant Edward J. McDonough Jr., a Marine Corps veteran and lifelong public servant. After 9/11, McDonough served at Ground Zero. He later lost his life to a related cancer, leaving behind his wife Kimberly and their 5 children. Tunnel to Towers honored his sacrifice by paying off the family's mortgage. Donate $11 monthly and amplify your impact with a car or land donation. Go to T2T.org today.